San Diego, the 8th largest city in the country, is often referred to as America's finest city, and for a good reason. Known for its great hotels, accommodations, beautiful weather, pristine beaches, friendly people, and a plethora of entertainment, San Diego is a favorite travel destination for visitors. Unfortunately, not everyone who lives in San Diego is quite so fortunate. Despite having so many incredible things that both locals and visitors can enjoy, there is one thing that people in San Diego still struggle with, and that's the vast homeless population. To understand the dire situation, we've decided to investigate the depth of homelessness by contacting the Regional Task Force on the Homeless in San Diego in order to seek out solutions to the situation.
So, my name is Kris Kuntz, and I work as the Chief Policy Officer for the Regional Task Force on the Homeless. I'll talk about the organization in a second, but I've been working on the issue of homelessness, I don't know, for maybe 15 years now. My first job there was amazing. And so I got to sit with men, women, families, seniors, veterans, youth, you name it, people that were coming into our shelter programs. And my job was to sit down with them and kind of listen to them, hear their story, and figure out what we could do to help.
Currently, over 9,706 residents of the city are without shelter, making San Diego homeless population the 4th largest in the nation. In Homeless Crisis Response System report from 2020, the Regional Task Force on the Homeless found the number of first-time homeless people in the county increased from 2,326 in 2019 to 4,152 in 2020, a 79% jump. The previous year saw a 6% decrease from 2018. That figure includes a 5% increase in the number of people in shelters and transitional housing, a positive sign that indicates more are being connected to supportive services that help to end the cycle of homelessness.
At our organization, hands down, we think housing is a basic human right? That no matter what your situation, no matter who you are, what challenge you face, every person in our country should have access to a home, right? That is safe, secure, dignified, and so it's again, housing is a human right. So that is our core belief, what we do, and I think what we know is that we really kind of break down homelessness, right? Simple definition is just someone who doesn't have a home, and so we believe that housing is the solution to homelessness.
There's not one singular cause for the current San Diego homeless population. Rather, a combination of factors that led to high numbers of homeless individuals within the community. Furthermore, a reason for homelessness in San Diego can vary from homeless families to homeless individuals. Nevertheless, the more common reasons for high San Diego homeless population includes costly housing, unemployment, poverty, low wages, mental illness, substance abuse, and domestic abuse.
Right, housing has to be part of the solution. Now, in San Diego County, right, to actually develop new housing, new affordable housing, new permanent supportive housing, takes a long time. It takes years to bring units online. So we need to have kind of a multi-pronged approach to housing. We need to explore traditional development, right? But we also need to look at things like the city of San Diego did recently. They purchased two hotels, right, and converted them into affordable housing. There's 2 good examples of that just recently in the city. And the state of California is actually putting more money to communities to purchase hotels to be converted into affordable housing.
Nearly 2/3 of homeless population, approximately 5,000, lived in San Diego proper. The second largest group at 13%, or about 1,000 individuals, was stationed in East County. Many of them are also unsheltered, meaning that they do not reside in a car, tent, or other form of shelter. From these numbers of San Diego County homeless population, 22% of the homeless population were chronically homeless. They were also made up 44% of unsheltered population in Carlsbad, 47 in Escondido and La Mesa, and 36 each respectively in El Cajon and Oceanside. Of the 1,500 youths, 12% of them were unsheltered. Families made up 3% of our unsheltered homeless population throughout San Diego.
That's got to be part of if housing is not part of the conversation, we're in a losing battle, right? So again, kind of that idea that housing is a human right, housing ends homelessness. If we're not willing to tackle that issue, then we're kind of at a loss. And so I think that's now. I think you all at the architecture school, right? We need to figure out how we bring on housing quicker, cheaper, more efficiently. I also don't think that we also need to think differently about what housing we do bring on, right? Is it kind of these micro units? Is it kind of workforce, kind of almost like dorm type settings, right? So I think we also need to think differently about what housing means to us as a society, right? Does everyone need a single family home with a white picket fence? Probably not, Do we need to have housing that's probably more dense and closer to transit and, aesthetically still, dignified in how we design things, especially in kind of, the urban core, which is, space is limited, right? How do we make things kind of still feel like a home, but might be smaller, or we might be sharing common spaces, things like that. So I think we need all of it, right? We need all those things. But I think we've seen some cool, kind of shipping container homes come online in the downtown. There's a couple projects downtown. And they're like, oh, that's a shipping container. I'm like, would have never known. They look good. They look, anyway, we can bring those on quickly and at a cheaper cost, right?
One of the solutions to this problem are the container homes to provide shelter. The container homes allow a compact, protective, and organized home from the homelessness problem. Although this solution has an effect of crampedness, of minimal space of living, the affordability and cost in shelter justifies the means, allowing a temporary housing in order to gain stability. Another solution would be to create a tiny village consist of miniature shelter with a large outdoor space of living. The tiny village provides the people with neighboring homes with accommodations of seatings, restrooms, and outdoor spaces. This allows a community to form within the village. The costs in the project have a high budget, but the result of creating a prospering and affordable housing leads the villagers to have a stable future in gaining a home. This solution to homelessness has the most promise. Homelessness is still a severe problem within San Diego, which became worse in the last years by exposing increasing numbers and groups of people to insecure and ruthless living. In order to end homelessness for good, decision makers need to develop a comprehensive strategy to effectively address this severe form of poverty and extreme material deprivation. Although efforts have been made by allocating funding, as well as supporting data collection and innovative approaches, the situation is still exacerbating. More data needed to be collected in order to be able to understand the developments and underlying causes of homelessness. Homelessness can be only effectively addressed when words are followed by actions.